Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Connect, Share, Prosper. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, here with your host, Chaz Wilson. Hello, Chaz.
Hey, Chris.
Howdy,
hey.
howdy.
Hey, here we are, 2019. We're in 2019, and everybody's, look, everybody's probably put their business plan together. They're working on it. It's not too late if you haven't. But every time I look at a business plan, I see, here's what I need to do. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. And what's often not on a business plan is who do they need to add into their network, right? How can they expand through people?
That's good. How do you answer that? How do you decide? There's so many people, like, how do you know who to pick?
Well, if you're honest with yourself, you know what's interesting is when you ask people, like, who do you need in your life? They often, it's rare that people go, I have no idea. Most of the time, if they're honest in like what they need and their weaknesses and what could help them get to the next level. And okay, so then you go to skill. What skill are you looking for? I'm looking for this skill. Well, then who could do that?
That's so good. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Right. So if you just ask a few questions, I think people get real about that. Sometimes where they get stuck is they may identify a skill set of a type of person, like let's just say an accountant, right? I need an accountant in my life. Okay, but now I got to get real about which accountant, like who exactly, what accountant do you want to go connect with? Who's the best at that you could go connect with?
Right.
And it's creating that list. I think sometimes, especially in master networks, the mistake often we make is we think that, well, master networks is inviting me to invite people. Like they're hey, grow your network. Well, that just only serves master networks. Well, of course it serves us. But that growing your network and being purposeful about that is not a separate activity from what you should be doing to grow your business. Everybody needs a network, right?
Yeah.
Every single person.
I was just the other day, we're talking about now doing a community event, like a training event from our chapter. Like our chapter would actually be the sponsor / host of this event. And I was like, who we need as a member in our chapter is an event planner. Like we need an event planner. And then, right. So, but it's interesting you say that because if you look at before there was a project, before there was a thing, it was hard to be like, well, I don't know, who should we bring? Like, let's invite everybody. But the minute you start to pinpoint what are you building and what would serve that, all of a sudden it starts to get clear how to focus your efforts for purposefully building your network,
Not only does it get clear, but I often find that when I verbalize those and I start putting it out to the world, those people show up in my life often as well.
Yeah, good point.
It's amazing how that works.
It's really good. You said that, and then it reminded me of the event planner thing, but it also brought to mind just my own. It's funny. I've been wanting somebody locally in Spokane, Washington, who is good at video vlogging, right? Like they actually could follow me around with a camera. They know how to do all the cool little movement of the camera, all that stuff. And I've just kind of been sitting on it, like. That'd be really cool if I had that. But I haven't asked anybody. I haven't brought it to my chapter. I haven't put it on. I haven't put it anywhere. I've just been sitting on it. You know
what's incredible about that? Like where's my? I always turn my phone off when I do this. If I could, I can't show you because it'd be too small. If you could see my calendar.
Yeah. In
5 minutes, when I'm done with this podcast, I have an interview with a guy who does vlogging, and that's what I'm interviewing him about.
Nice.
Like we didn't even talk about this beforehand.
That's great.
I'm literally interviewing somebody for the same kind of thing you're talking about.
That's awesome.
And I'll just share with you how that came about. Maybe this is helpful for you and you guys listen.
Yeah.
How does this happen, right? So I have learned for myself, and I'm still learning this lesson, is that anytime I'm in need of something, I just start telling people that that's what I need. Right? I just so often I'll do a face-to-face and somebody will say, well, how can I help you? And I've always been like, no, I'm good. How can I help you? And I stopped doing that. I stopped saying, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this.
Yeah.
And I just think somehow, some way, those things line up. So anyway, one of my staff members pulled me aside a couple weeks ago and says, hey, my cousin's stepson is in school and does videography and does some of that stuff. And I'll reach out to him and see. Well, sure enough, he's got a great resume, we'll find out. I'm going to interview, but like out of nowhere, just here you go. And it's amazing how when you just start to tell people and you're purposeful and intentional about those things, how they show up. And I start talking to people. I'm not just like walking around, skipping around saying, oh, I need this, and it drops in my lap. I'm talking to people all the time about it.
So good. Yeah, I love that.
That's great. You want that. Now what do you do with it, right? Who are you going to go talk to? to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah. First comes to mind is my chapter. Yep. And then because they're local, and then also Facebook, I can say, I can make it local. Hey, everybody in Spokane, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Then your friends will see it. They'll tag people they know. And next thing it's like, it's weird because you may not get anything directly from that, but you don't know like 2-3 levels away how that shows up in your life. And it's, we just did this whole interview process. We just hired another person, and it was like, we went through 70 applications.
Wow.
Okay. 70. At the end of the day, the person we ended up hiring, which I didn't know any of this prior, I did the final interview, was a good friend of somebody who already works here.
Huh.
It's like we spent all this time, money, resources, everything, and the person we end up hiring, again, we do this all the time, came from referral. Guys, if we're intentional about working and growing our network, it just expands, and it's not a separate activity of some other function like Master Networks. This is what we all have to do every day.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Well, one of the things I love about Master Networks is that it is a group of people that intentionally meet together to not only share with each other, but also to help each other this way, right? I mean, it becomes a resource. The group can source for you the different things you're looking for. So
that's right.
If people want to be in Master Networks, they want to join a chapter, start their own chapter, what's a great place to go?
So you should go to masternetworks.com, not because you want to be in a chapter, but you need to grow your network. I just passionately believe you need to grow a network because look, the larger your network is, and in Chris's example, hey, the larger network, the more people you can ask for a videographer that he's looking for, right? To have a large network. So go to masternetworks.com, join our network, the movement of masternetworks.com with entrepreneurs and business leaders across the country.
Good stuff, Chess. Thanks for your time and your expertise. Until next time, see ya.
All right, be well.